Leadership has, in a particular county, has often targeted family finding as one of the interventions they most like to bring on. And so then the question is, are other leaders on board, whether it's the court, whether it's community partners, whether it's behavioral health, legal advocates, et cetera. And a lot of times what we'll find is that folks within one particular area, or even within the department, because there's there's the front end, there's adoption, there's ongoing, there's independent living, and that when they're not on the same page, you get too many fits and starts and not enough penetration and consistency, which has an impact on people's belief whether you can make a difference doing the work. And so we'll talk a little bit about solutions in the second part, but I think that was one of the primary ones. The second has been around changes in leadership, so and ultimately sustainability. So folks that get trained, that get started, move on to new positions, and because you don't have enough support internally, that you don't see the ongoing benefits of the changes moving forward. Undergirding all these is the historical focus by the child welfare system on placement. That placement becomes the most important aspect. And when placement is the most important aspect, relationships fall behind. And young people sometimes can even be labeled as hard to place. And that's the lens we look at them, is hard to place, when actually that talks about what the system's needs are. It isn't really thinking about what young people's needs are. And so opportunities are creating a leadership collaborative to make sure that we're on the same page all across the board, and we're working together. And I think Los Angeles, in their recent experiments, is doing a really good job about creating that alignment across systems to be able to implement it, and they've shown some great success. And the other thing I think we have missed and might be a real opportunity is to consider families and youth as assets. To think of them as people that can contribute, that can inspire, that can train, that can partner, that can lead, that can help us plan. I think a shift in the mindset around who the people that we work with are and seeing them as assets can make a big difference, because as much as I can train and inspire, I can't hold a candle to a young person or a family that's been through it. And the room gets silent and nobody's breathing. So I think that's another strategy that we ought to consider.